Hello?
Hi, is this Andy?
Yes, it is. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing, Andy?
Doing all right.
So, I I had a couple questions.
Okay.
So, one of my first questions is did you hear when Candace said that she wanted to tell what happened when she was really drunk one night?
No, sir.
Uh,
I've not immersed myself into the videos and all the videos that's been made over the past 14, 16 months. I've not seen all that.
do you think that Dawn knows?
I'm pretty sure probably anybody on that hill that was there that day knows. The boys, the grandma, the mom, the dad. I'd say the whole clan right there knows, but you know, at least the majority of them, at least.
And did you see either one of them that day?
I seen both of them after I got home that evening.
So you saw them both that evening. Was that because everybody was searching?
Yeah,
What were they doing when you saw them? Like, were they just? I mean, were they searching? What were they doing?
uh, talking to the law after mainly a few minutes. Um, yeah, I mean, when I seen Candace, she was either going in or out. When I seen Donnie, he come in shortly after I did. I don't remember if I was at my driveway or where I seen him, but
Mhm. So were they at the top of the hill?
no, I was at the bottom of the hill when I seen Candace, and I don't. I'm pretty sure I was at the bottom of the hill somewhere when I seen Donnie.
And you never went up to the top?
I went up toward the top that day. Yeah.
Gotcha. What was their demeanor like? I mean, there's been reports that people were just sitting on the back of trucks and things like that. Is that true? Did you see any of that?
Um, yeah, I didn't see nobody sitting on the back of trucks or nothing. They was people sitting in and out the holler on the back of trucks and stuff like that. But they was standing around up there, kind of freaked out,
Hmm.
talking to the law, talking to this person, talking to that person.
Was
And then
Can-
I went back off the hill. So,
did you see if did Candace ever leave like in her car? Did you notice?
This is my makeup look for mature skin. I'm using this face pencil to cover up any dark spots or aging.
like after the police got there, after everybody was looking,
Yeah,
not that I know of.
gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, it's a what a strange day that was. What so the one of the big questions that I've always wondered is in the interview with Chris McDonough where Hunter says the name Andy. Is he referring to you?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's referring to me. There's like four different Andys involved in all this.
Oh, okay. That because I mean he why does it keep doing that? I don't know if there really are 3 or 4 Andys involved in this. I've only heard of the one Andy, and this is the Andy that I've heard of. He literally says, something with an A, and then he says Andy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's but you don't know if he's mentioning you or not. You didn't see him that day?
No, I didn't see Hunter that day.
Have you met him before?
Who, Hunter?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met Hunter before.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's such a strange story how everything, has come together and with almost no information whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's strange how I'd lived down there all my life, on and off, and nothing like this had ever happened. And my parents were raised down there, and nothing like this had ever happened that we can think of. So
What do you
yeah,
think? I mean, can I just ask you to speculate for a second? What do you think happened?
what I think happened,
Yeah. Just
I really don't. I try not to think too much of what happened, but in an opinion or
I mean, I find that kind of odd. Try not to think about too much. I guess he means he doesn't want to speculate, which is, whatever. But um he moved- let's see. Got Andy Paul lived in the camper down by the shed. We should talk. He moved into like Holler later on. Also owns a blue van. Well, that's interesting.
It had to be. I don't know. I really don't know. I went through every kind of thought a man could have of what could have happened. I mean, it could have been an accident, then they panicked. It could have been on purpose.
Yeah. You think that they're the kind of people that would do that? I mean, I know that's, reaching, but it doesn't seem like they like the law very much, which, I mean, they've been in trouble with the law in and out. You think that fire me an email. You think that an accident cover up, I mean, is that something that you personally think that they would do? I mean, do you think she was abducted?
I honestly don't know them well enough to know what they're capable of. I just know they're capable of not taking care of their children to a certain extent, making them fight over food. Well, not making them, but allowing them to fight over food. Why would you tear a piece of a trailer down to make your house smaller when you're getting more kids?
Right. Right. And so, but you don't think that she was abducted? That Summer was abducted?
Do I think she was abducted? Abducted? Sorry. I mean, there's always that possibility. I mean, there really is. There's always that possibility. I don't know for fact.
Yeah, but just it's like an outside possibility, probably. I mean, because you said that you think that somebody on the hill knows, and I do too, which would indicate that that wouldn't be an abduction. I mean, is it like is there any possible way, like, Don's been accused of selling or trying to sell his Don Jr. years back. Is that something that you could see him doing?
See, I didn't know nothing about none of that until after the fact.
Sure.
So, I mean, if he was capable of possibly trying to do it before, then why couldn't he be possibly capable of doing it now? So, I mean, I really don't know.
Was that anything like? Did you ever hear any rumblings of that going on around Ben Hill Road or anything like that? Were there a lot of strange people that would visit, or strange cars you never recognized?
Always strange people in and out over there, but not at my house. Nobody come visit me but my family. If them.
Get Black Friday savings all month long at Jenkins Hyundai of Homosassa. Drive a new Kona for just $99 a month.
I mean, I don't know. Pretty much in small communities like that, you respect your elders and you respect the children. You take care of them. Because that's the beginning and the end,
Right. Right.
They can't take care of themselves when they're real young like that. And they can't take care of themselves when they get old. So you respect your elders and you take care of the children.
So you not witnessed, but you knew that they weren't possibly taking care of the children properly. It was Sunday, Eve.
I've seen the two older boys fighting over food one night.
Because they were hungry?
Well, why would you be fighting over food?
Well, sometimes kids just fight to fight, I mean, it's like, oh, here's the last piece of cake. I mean, he's like, I mean, whatever. There's a difference between the last piece of cake and give me that, I'm hungry.
Well, if you got two kids on one bowl of chicken noodle soup, I mean, It's pretty much a fight over who can get the last noodle or how fast you can suck that noodle down to where you can get the last noodle or how much you can get in at one time,
Right. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty that's pretty gnarly.
You ever sit in a lunchroom and you see these kids sitting in the lunchroom and they're huddled over their plate and they're spooning their food in real quick. Mm-hmm. And then you get older and you get older and you get older and you're still in a public eating situation with people, and you see these people that sit down and they're just shoving the food in. You know, they've either been in the military because they got to eat fast, or they've been starved to death as children,
Right.
or early on somebody's tried to take the food. You see it in jail. You see it in. I pay attention to stuff like that, but yeah,
Do you think that Jody Sue heard the scream?
I always get asked that.
Well, yeah, it's an
Uh,
important question, Andy.
I'm saying my kids said they heard the scream, so I don't understand. I would say, yeah, there was probably a scream.
You didn't hear a scream though. You weren't home.
I didn't arrive home till after 6:30 or so from working there.
By the time you got home, were the cops already on the hill?
No, I'm pretty sure they was coming in shortly.
So this is the part that I find the most interesting of this entire conversation that I had with him. And you know, thank you, Andy, for taking my call. I didn't ask who I was, and I'm sure he's never heard of me anyway, so it doesn't matter. But one thing that I found curious was that he got there before the cops. Like Summer had just went missing. By the time Andy got there, she hadn't been gone for very long. And yeah, so it's I just find that odd, but we'll go ahead.
Shortly after me.
Wow. Because so they say that she went missing just like a few minutes just before you got home, right?
I mean, evidently.
I mean, it's not an answer you want to really answer. Let's just go back a little bit. And by the way, under no circumstances am I accusing Andy of anything. I just find these answers weird. So they say that she went missing just like.
Saying my kids said they heard the scream, so I don't understand. I would say, yeah, there was probably a scream.
You didn't hear a scream though. You weren't home.
I didn't arrive home till after 6:30 or so from working there.
By the time you got home, were the cops already on the hill?
No, I'm pretty sure they was coming in shortly after me.
Wow. Because so they say that she went missing just like a few minutes just before you got home, right?
I mean, evidently.
That's what so the 911 call was stamped at 6:34, and on the 911 call it said that, you know, Candace had went for a walk. Did you see Candace walking around that place a lot?
No, not really.
So I mean, do you think that was just a ruse, like that? And on the 911 call, it said that, you know, Candace had went for a walk. Did you see Candace walking around that place a lot?
No, not really.
So I mean, do you think that was just a ruse, like that? I mean, she's saying that she went for a walk, and I'm just asking you, you know, these questions, just, you know, because you're closer to the situation. But when she said that, you know, be advised that the mother went for a walk, that's just not something that Candace would normally do.
I mean, I never really seen her out just on the evening walk.
Right.
You don't normally drink the better part of a bottle of R&R and go on the evening stroll, get some exercise, you know?
Right. For sure. No, I understand that. So the cop, so was Don home when you got home?
I seen him come in after me.
Okay. So do you know if he got there before the cops?
I can't really remember. I mean, honestly, I've probably answered that at some point in time on one of the videos or somebody's panel. I'm pretty sure I came in he came in shortly after me, and then the law showed up.
Right. What's the opinion around town? I mean, I know you're not there anymore, but I mean, is there a favorite opinion of what had happened?
Pretty much the consensus is they had to have something to do with it. I mean, that's pretty much what I hear everybody say, that, you know.
Do you think Don's a career criminal?
Good drivers save up to $1,200 when they switch to Root Insurance, because you should be celebrated with savings. With Root, you get a car insurance rate based mostly on your driving. Download the Root app today.
This is literally my favorite perfume. I literally just
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, it'd be hard to put something past. So, well, what about Candace? Who do you know better? Which one do you know better?
I don't know neither one of them. I had very little dealings with them, and then I wasn't.
Imagine having a call-in show where you're just like, you got a bunch of people in the chat that are like supportive of you, or in some questioning, but some supportive, and and then I get on the phone and I'm just like grilling them George Foreman style. I kind of felt bad about it, but at the same time, I didn't really press it too hard, and there was more that I wanted to ask, but and then if anybody watched that show, then you'll see afterwards a special guest called in.
Friends with them, so I don't know them neither real well.
Did you know Don DeSilva?
I know him well enough to know that I didn't want to hang out with them then, and I'm not going to hang out with them now, and I wasn't going to hang out with them then. So,
did you know of Don selling dope or anything?
No.
That's a pretty straightforward question.
Not that I know of.
Yeah. Just real quick, and I'll let you go here. Tim Mullen. Do you know anything? What do you know about Tim Mullen?
Refresh my memory. Who is Tim Mullen?
Tim Mullen's the media manager for the Wells.
See, I don't know him. I mean, I don't know.
Right. Gotcha.
See, I mean, I didn't associate with anybody. Yeah, that road was my family, but I didn't hang out with none of them. I didn't talk to the Wells every day, hang out with them, drink a beer, smoke with them, or nothing like that. I tried to be neighborly that way. You got to keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And
Lana Ramirez, I will address that here. Actually, you know what? Let me just address that now. And I respect your opinion. And fine. I don't know that many good guys that beat on women, and I know that a lot of people do not like Jody Sue, and they don't think highly of her, and they think maybe they think she's a liar or on drugs or whatever. This man beat the holy hell out of Jody Sue by every account. So forgive me if I don't take pity on him. I am not an Andy fan by any means. I don't hate the guy. I don't know the guy. But if you beat on people, women especially, I'm sorry, Lana. Andy is not a bad guy in my opinion. Andy is a bad guy in mine. Did you ever have a confrontation with Don or anything? I'll tell you what's rude is hitting women. The years?
No.
No.
We pretty much kept our hill. They kept their hill. But no.
Jody Sue one time had mentioned something about some trail cams. Do you know anything about those? Was somebody
We had
fidgeting with trail
trail
cams?
We had trail cams there shortly around that time, yeah, but I don't know if they being anything on there. The only thing that might be on.
Hey, let me just play this for you really fast.
I've got up in the middle of the night hearing all kind of noise and went out on the back porch and was standing there real quiet, and he's out there screaming and yelling and beating the shit out of her and got her kids scared to death. I've heard that many times.
I mean, if true, yeah, great guy.
There is a dispute that I went the day I left between me and her.
Right. She claims that possibly that somebody tampered with them. And she assumes that it was Dawn. Is there any evidence, or do you have any knowledge of that whatsoever?
No, I mean, I don't know of anything being tampered with, messed with.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't check the cameras. I didn't watch the cameras. I didn't look at the videos. She did all that.
Right.
Yes, this is why I switched to injection-free weight loss.
I was eating healthy, working out every day.
Right. And so is I don't care about the dispute between the two of you or your past relationship, but when the information that she's talking about Summer, how credible is it? I mean, is she to be believed, or is everything that she's saying false, or is it a mixture of both? Fed Up says, Josh, he admitted to hitting Jody Sue a couple of times, but that pic she kept showing of all the bruising was from a car wreck, not Andy. I don't care if he hit her 1 time, 10 times, 20 times. I don't care. No offense, Fed Up. And this isn't directed at you, but like, Jesus Christ. What I mean, this is the kind of mentality that just drives me nuts. I don't care if you don't like Jody Sue. I don't care if you don't like Andy. I don't know anything about either one of them other than what's out there. My God in heaven. Like, what? I mean, come on. Okay, so what? So Jody Sue has embellished some stuff. I mean, is that what we're saying? Is that what we're thinking? Okay, I'll give you that. I don't think that I'm sure that both of them have their faults.
I don't know that I want to answer that.
All right, let me go. Why is that?
I mean, it's
I don't care about the dispute between the two of you or your past relationship, but when the information that she's talking about Summer, how credible is it? I mean, is she to be believed, or is everything that she's saying false, or is it a mixture of both?
I don't know that I want to answer that.
Why is that?
I mean,
just curious.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from that one.
Okay, I respect that, and I appreciate you taking my my phone call as well.
Well, no problem. You have a great night.
All right, Andy. You too. Take care.
Thank you.
I'm not done. I hear the phone lines go dead, so I called back. What do you think should happen to the people that are involved in this case that have, I mean, what is a punishment that fits the crime of this little girl going missing?
Punishment that fits the crime of the little girl missing. I don't know.
One thing that I find interesting about this is Um, look, I like I said, I don't know, or I don't have anything to suggest that Andy had anything to do with Summer going missing, other than he may have known the goings on around there, and he's been accused of extremely unsavory things by an ex. I don't know. They weren't married, but in a relationship for years and years and years and years. One thing I do know is that criminals don't like sentencing other criminals. And that is a fact. Criminals do not like sentencing other criminals, and they definitely don't like sentencing themselves. Yeah. Say it's an accident cover up,
Punishment that fits the crime of the little girl missing. I don't know.
Yeah. Say it's an accident cover up, say hypothetically that she's deceased.
Can you hold on just 1 second for me, please?
I sure can, yeah. And he said that he's trying to catch a bug at this moment, and I don't know. I don't know what to make of the silence here.
Want the fastest working GLP-1? For half the price, Roan now offers...
I don't know what to make of the silence here.
I've got up in the middle of the night hearing all kind of noise and went out on the back porch and was standing there real quiet, and he's out there screaming and yelling and beating the shit out of her and got her kids scared to death. I've heard that many times.
Now, it's hard to know if Dawn is telling the truth either. It's really a tough thing to figure out here. Other than, they're all,
All right, I'm back.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
It sounded like something fell out of a tree out here, and I didn't know if it was a bear crawling around or a raccoon or a possum or.
Well, that's terrifying. One more question. Have you been interviewed by the police, TBI, or FBI?
Yes, all three.
How many times do you think total?
A few, I don't know, more than once.
Yeah. By each agency or at the same time?
TBI showed up at my work and questioned me. I talked to TBI, FBI, and Hawkins County at my house 2 or 3 times over, 2 or 3 days after, Summer went missing.
Right. Do you think that they're doing an adequate job on the investigation?
Now they what?
Do you think that they're doing an adequate job on the investigation?
No, not honestly. It looks like by this point in time they would have somebody charged for something.
What is that? Is that why you think? Or are there specific incidents that you know of that you can't say?
Well, no, I'm just stating. At some point in time, look like in a year to me, that somebody should have been held accountable for something.
Gotcha.
Negligence, something. But hey, we got the phone lines blowing up.
All right, man. Take care.
No problem. Have a good night.
Take care. Thank you. Phone lines are blowing up. Wait, we're not done. Phone lines are blowing up.
The cameras. Why did 32 have cameras?
Let me know.
We put them down there to watch for people going in and out on the Jackie Dobbs thing. I think. What do you mean? What's my gut telling me? The cameras. What? Have you got poor cell phone service, or can you hear me? I can hear you.
Okay.
I appreciate you answering my question.
No problem.
How's the sound?
Good night.
Hello.
Hey, Andy.
How you doing?
I recognize that voice anywhere.
I have a couple questions.
Okay.
On that day, Summer went.
Can you imagine, dude? Like, it's just...
missing.
He's like Santa Claus. You better watch out. You better not cry. Better not pout. I'm telling you why. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you've done crack.
What's your gut telling you?
And now, if that's not a Chris question, nothing is.
What do you mean? What's my gut telling me?
What do you think happened?
Well, I mean, I really don't know. I've thought about everything that happened, but I think it lies on them over there. I think they had something to do with it.
Yeah, that's another thing. Jaded says he hasn't watched anything, but he knows CM's voice, and you'll hear that here.
And why is that?
Linda, thank you for gifting 5
Because
memberships.
it's a rural area and it's never happened before. I got a question for you right now.
Sure.
What's your name, bud?
Chris?
What's your name, bud? Hey, bud. Get your ass over here and answer my question. What's your name, bud? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, I mean, you open yourself up to questions. Look, I had a guy call in, ask me about my foam in my studio for 10 minutes. Part of the game.
I really don't know. I've thought about everything that happened, but I think it lies on them over there. I think they had something to do with it.
And why is that?
Because it's a rural area and it's never happened before. I got a question for you right now.
Sure.
What's your name, bud?
Chris?
I love it so much.
McDonough?
There's DIY, and there's doing it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was your voice. I'm pretty good with voices.
Well, there you go. So, what do you think would have happened?
What do you mean? What do you think?
I like how he's like, what's your name? And here's the thing. You can get off this phone call if you want. It'd be like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. But even that would look, terrible. So he doesn't seem too happy to be talking with Chris.
Would have happened. That's one of the, that's kind of one of them what if questions, Chris.
No, it's not a kind of like one of them what if questions. It is a what if question.
No, I respect that. But there's a lot of what if here, don't you agree?
Oh yeah. If ifs and buts was candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, wouldn't we?
I don't even know. Like I want to hear that again because I don't know what that means.
Question for you right now.
Sure.
What's your name, bud?
Chris?
McDonough?
Yep.
I thought that was your voice. I'm pretty good with voices.
Well, there you
Look, man, they don't like the law, flat out. They don't like the law. They don't like cops. They don't like ex-cops. They don't like future cops. They probably don't even like the NJROTC, the Boy Scouts. We could go down the line.
Yeah. So, what do you think would have happened?
What do you mean? What do you think would have happened?
Yeah,
That's
well,
one. Of the,
I was
that's kind of one of them what if questions, Chris.
He's getting personal now, Chris.
No, I respect that. But there's a lot of what if here. Don't you agree?
Oh yeah. If ifs and buts was candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas, wouldn't we?
If ifs and buts could can these nuts, we'd have a Merry Christmas. The hell does that mean?
That's right. We can all wait for Santa Claus at the right time.
Oh yeah.
But I think you mentioned
If its and buts got kicked in the nuts, and then the walls came tumbling down.
a little bit ago, I was listening that the folks up on the holler there, up on the hill, they know. What do you mean by that?
I mean, in my opinion,
Chris, if Chris and Nuts drove Airstreams and Buds, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Now you go to hell.
Out of all the years that people have lived down there, they have never been a child went missing. So to me, in places like that, growing up there my whole life, they have always been a code. You take care of your elders, you take care of the kids.
It was written on a non-disclosure agreement.
You respect both. I don't think nobody in that area would have snatched up and hurt a little kid. I just don't know that they did it intentionally over there. You know, it might have been an accidental situation. They panicked and then they had to do something. But I don't know.
Sure. Oh, and you know what? I don't disagree with you, my friend. Anything is possible, right? I mean, people panic.
Oh yeah, people panic.
If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. I don't know.
Well, one of the things that's kind of always shot with me, and you tell me what you're thinking, is this idea that Candace had, one night she was pretty well wasted. And she got up there and said that she wants to tell everybody what really happened. I mean, how do you interpret that?
Wanna buy your way? Uh-huh. Wanna pre-qualify it?
To me, that sounds like she's wanting to tell the truth.
Okay. So do you think there's more to the story then?
I have no clue. There's probably, I know there's a lot more to the story because we don't know what happened to Summer. We don't know where Summer's at. So,
I do wonder this. Yeah, and look, what right do I have to talk about this Summer Wells case other than, I just hate what's going on, and I think that people aren't talking about it as much anymore because there's things that are coming up now that kind of put Summer in the background, and I understand that's how life works. Andy's had, it took him a long time to come out and become a character, and maybe it's because Jody Sue was trashing him on her channel, and fair enough, but I just, what is, I don't know if you don't know anything, but I just don't believe that he doesn't know anything.
There's a lot more to the story that nobody knows.
Jody Sue says, and once again, I can't verify this. This is a he said, she said, that Andy told the daughter that he knew that Summer was dead and buried or something like that, according to Jody Sue. It's just psychotic stuff.
I don't know.
If its and butts were, kicks and rugs, then we'd all have scratches.
You don't know. The whole World Wide Web don't know.
Well, we both can agree that 5-year-olds just don't vanish, right?
Nope.
And would you think that she walked away?
In my opinion, if she walked away, they'd have done found her in the woods within a couple hours that day.
I agree with that too. Cotton Candy 65. No, he never did say that. I said that. It's called improv. It's a show. I get it. All right. Sorry.
And you grew up there all your life, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Hey, Andish. I have a few questions. What's your name, bud? It's Krish. McDonough? Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't be far-fetched to think then if she was last seen in the house, that's probably where she should be found, in the house, right?
You would think that if she was last seen going into the house, that's where she would be, yeah.
Okay, and she's not in that house. You and I both know that. So that only leads to a couple of ideas. Who else was around her? Why would Hunter bring your name up into this? And I don't know if it was you. He just said Andy, right? How did you get involved in this through his reach?
The only involvement in this I had is what Jody Sue has shoved me into, and that they got a little bit of weed off of me. That's the
Oh, there it is, the weed.
only involvement I had in this.
Well, what Jody Sue says is that you were giving sedatives. And this is another issue, a major issue. And I don't know if Jody Sue's telling the truth or if she's lying, but that's a hell of an accusation to make against somebody. It wasn't just weed, what she's saying.
Sure.
That's right, Classy Lass. No butts and stuffs and ins and ups.
Sure.
And weed is not legal in Tennessee.
What were what line of questioning was TBI and the law asking? What were they asking?
I honestly don't remember, sir.
That can't be true. I mean, I get he's not going to want to ask the questions because they're like, hey, did you kill anybody? Did you essay anybody? Nobody wants to have to relive those questions, especially a woman beater like Andy. Let me see here.
This little light of mine has been dark for quite some time.
Let's go ahead. Sorry.
What do you feel Don knows about this?
I mean, he's the father. He might have no knowledge of it, or he might have all knowledge of it. I don't know. I really don't know. I've not talked to him since really right after all this happened. When I left, I've not spoke with nobody.
Mm-hmm. And you saw him buying a Bluetooth speaker or something? I just heard.
I seen one of them in a store somewhere, and they was on the phone or something, and they was talking. It was him talking to Candace about a Bluetooth speaker that he was trying to find.
Did you go to the store with him, or did you just happen to be in the same store?
Happened to be in the same store.
That's kind of coincidental, right?
No. Usually I seen him about every day or every other day at the Priceless in Kingsport buying food, beer, or cigarettes or something.
If ins and ands were pots and pans, then there'd be no work for Andy Bernard's hands.
So would you consider yourselves friends or just
No,
acquaintances?
neighbors, acquaintances.
Just neighbors?
Yeah, I didn't go over. I didn't drink a beer. I didn't hang out. I didn't, ride to town with him. Let's go have a beer at the bar. Let's go out to eat. No, they wasn't no fishing trips or nothing like that. I didn't hang out with nobody.
Okay, that's fair enough. How about Grandma? What do you know about her?
I really didn't talk to Grandis.
What do you know about her?
That she was an old lady that lived in the camper. That's pretty much it. And that she was her mom.
And though if ifs and buts were often repelled, we may say the nuts are always being shaled.
Well, that's kind of vague.
I mean, that's the relationship I had. That's the relationship I had with them. I've learned more since I've been gone and moved away from them than I did when I lived next to them.
Sure. And what about Candace? What do you know about her?
I mean, not a whole lot. She just seemed like a drunk.
Is that your assessment of her, or just, when you saw her, was she always drunk?
Yeah, pretty much. Every time I seen any of them, they was drunk. Or getting drunk, working on it.
Just alcohol? Any drugs involved?
I mean, the only thing I ever seen was alcohol and weed.
Just dope? No cocaine?
Nope.
Yes?
No. I've heard of him going to Knoxville to smoke crack, but I never did. I never did see him smoking crack.
That's the crack fairy.
Having meth, any of that.
Oh, was that the story where he went up and sold $2,000 worth of crack or something to that effect back in the day?
No, like he used to run off every.
This is so funny because this isn't what he's talking about. This is a completely different time that he went to go smoke crack.
Few weekends or so and disappear and smoke crack is what she'd say.
How was Don around women?
Creepy.
How was what?
How was Don around women?
I really was not around him enough around any women. You could hear them over there arguing and fussing. So other than that, I don't really know.
No, he talks about the holler up there being a big drug area, and Lawson does too, the sheriff. Is that a big drug area?
Listen, Andes. If Ish and Butch were coconuts, we'd all have pina coladas. So let's get to the point.
A lot of rural areas are drug. I mean, it's not a big drug area, no. I mean, it everywhere around in rural areas have drug activity usually, but I mean, most of the people that live in that holler is older people. That don't do drugs.
Don make it sound like it's a big drug area, though. The day Summer went missing, shortly thereafter, he was on YouTube talking about all the drug use.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of an insult to the holler, doesn't it? Sound like that way?
I mean, it is an insult to the holler, but I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. And I mean, if people get offended by it, I mean, I smoke pot. I don't drink. Very seldom do I drink.
Okay. So is it you don't drink or very seldom that you drink? There's a difference. You either don't drink or you drink. I mean, that's just how it is. Sorry.
So, I mean, I know of a couple dope heads in the holler.
Good drivers could save up to $1,200 a year with Root Insurance. We celebrate good drivers with savings. Just download the app and get on the road for a bit. Root Insurance. Drive and save.
This RPG game is crazy. In this game, you'll never know what's ahead of you.
But that don't include me. So, but let's move on to some more calls. You want to?
No, I'd like to stay and keep listening to this. This is fascinating.
Yeah, no, I respect that. Hey, can we circle back and maybe you and I can talk offline?
Oh yeah, Chris, I'm sure he's gonna get right on that.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Okay, I appreciate that. I respect that. And thanks for taking my call in a big drug area. And Lawson does too, the sheriff. Is that a big drug area?
A lot of rural areas are drug. I mean, it's not a big drug area, no. I mean, it everywhere around in rural areas have drug activity usually, but I mean, the most of the people that live in that holler is older people that don't do drugs.
Don make it sound like it's a big drug area. Though. I mean, the day Summer went missing, I mean, shortly thereafter, he was on YouTube talking.
Well, one of the things that I find fascinating about this case is that both Andy and Dawn and Jody Sue and Candace all agree that there's a bunch of crackheads on the hill, but that none of them are the crackheads. And there's not that many people on the hill or around the hill, at least. I mean,
about all the drug use.
Well, I mean,
it's kind of an insult to the holler, doesn't it?
it is an insult to the holler.
I mean,
Don't you ever insult the holler again, Don. Yeah, you hear me? Now you get on out of here.
it is an insult to the holler, but I mean, if the shoe fits, wear it. And I mean, if people get offended by it, I mean,
Never judge a man until you walk a mile in his moccasins, Mr. McDonough. I respect that.
smoke pot. I
Now let's move on to other callers who want to ask me about other stuff
don't drink.
that don't involve Summer Wells.
Very seldom do I drink. So, I mean, I know of a couple dope heads in the holler, but that don't include me.
Right.
So,
Sure.
but let's move on to some more calls. You want to?
Well, I mean, what do you mean? Do you want to? It's you're running the show. You mean you want to? He would talk to you for another 6 hours, maybe longer. But no, the person that wants to talk to other people is Andy, not Chris. You want to? You want to? Let's do it. What's your name, bud? And look, man, I'm my whole family are Okies from Oklahoma. My grandmother says warsh, and I tease her about it. She says potato. I'm gonna go wash some clothes. That's what she'd say. Find it very endearing, the Southern accent, but from the second that Chris got on the phone, he didn't like him. You want to? The matter of fact, I don't know, man. He beats women.
Yeah, no, I respect that. Hey, can we circle back and maybe you and I can talk offline?
Yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Can you imagine him just right there going, no, I don't ever want to talk to you again. I mean, that would probably like I said, I don't know what Andy has to do with any of this other than, I mean, he puts himself on the hill before the cops get there. Summer has just gone missing. The cops aren't there yet. Dawn's en route. One gets there before the other. Supposedly they both get there before the police. I find that odd. Now, is that proof of anything? No. No, that's not proof of anything. But that whole day, the scream happens a couple hours before that, heard by 3 people. And I don't know if they heard a scream or not. I'm assuming that they did. I don't know why anybody would make that up. If it's in butts were trail mix, then we'd all just eat the M&Ms. I don't even know. I didn't even know what that meant, but just come on. Come on. If it's in butts, man, what's your name, bud? But they're talking about dopers, free advertisement. Memphis is on lockdown again. That doesn't surprise me. It's just, what the heck, man. Yeah. You ever have the M&Ms or the trail mix and then your kids just eat all the M&Ms out of there? Right, candy and nuts. I got it. I mean, we're close. We're close. Am I crazy or did HC text with Andy? I believe so. I think so. Listen up, bud. And Andy will forever be immortalized on the Summer Wells, Dawn Wells, Candace Wells soundboard. I just got to figure out which ones. He's got a couple. What's your name, bud? That's for sure going on there. And the one about the nuts is definitely going on there. What's your name, bud? Uh, 14.
Build a website you love with Wix, where your words
Blue Bella says, I'm definitely not a fan of Jody Sue, and I believe she is mentally abusive to her daughter. I don't know that to be the case. I just want to go on record there. However, Jody Sue has cancer, and she probably was on something in some of her earlier videos. Probably need. I'm sure that there's some. I mean, yeah, I would think so.